This conference will now be recorded.
All right, welcome back to our Tuesdays with Sean and Brian. Stoked today because what we've done over the past couple of days, we've done some upper body, we've done some lower body, we've done some thorax, but now we're going to show you how to move within your environment at your house. Now, there's different orders that are coming down. There's different laws about whether or not you can be outside, inside, in parks, out of parks. So we're going to show you what you can do at home. Now, the first thing we're going to do is a spider exercise along the stairs. And then Brian's going to explain kind of what that's doing. But hopefully, if you've been doing your exercises that we showed you, you're going to have more hip mobility to be able to use this exercise properly. So, Brian, it's all yours.
So we're going to do an exercise called stair crabs because we're going one at a time like a stair crab would be. A spider would be on the one jumping, which I do like showing that one too, but it gets a little bit dangerous at home. Everybody has a set of stairs, I'm assuming, unless you live in Florida. We're looking at about 14 stairs. So you set yourself up, allowing your body just to sit back, not down, just back. Put your hands here, step up and hold for a second, step up and hold. Let the body adjust to this deep position. Switch legs here, let it adjust. Then you can add a little bit less hold based on it, switching right, left, because any sport you play, you have to be able to go here and then go here, or you have to be able to go here and transfer weight. You get caught back like this, there's no power to it.
Yeah, the other hand too is like you could be a mom and you've got to be able to pick up your kid, or you've got things that, your husband's right now and you've promised to do things for the past 5 years. Now you're in quarantine, you actually have to like go get those jobs done around the house.
For sure.
So, with that, what I love about this exercise is it kind of reprograms and restructures that hip joint.
Yep.
And so, we talk about, doing different movements to kind of get the shoulder back into place, but your femur head sits inside this joint called the acetabulum in your pelvis. And we want to make sure that can move as much as possible. And so by doing this allows you to load, have a little bit of motor control, and then more importantly, teaching you how to, once we get into some explosive movements out in the patch, now you can actually use these tools.
Yeah, or we'll do more stuff depending on how long we're going to be at home. If we know the school's closed, but once it gets open, we'll take you up there. But a stair allows you to do so many things, from bear crawl, the stair crabs up, to bear crawls down. And we're not going to show that today, but later on when we want to talk about what can I do with my super athletic kid, if you have one at home, okay, great. Now we're going to really ramp this thing up. Single leg hops, double leg hops. There's a bazillion things we can do on stairs.
Oh, completely. And I think the next thing that I love is just when we are able to like relax and rest.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Can you film them from this side? This will be very important. I'm going to stay 6 stairs away.
We're doing really good with our social distancing, which is really hard because Brian and I are really super close. So
here, when you look at this, the feet are 5 degrees, maybe slightly turned in, which is the new straight. And you can see, Sean, let your pelvis come toward me a little bit. Kind of just get relaxed there. Yeah. He doesn't even have to use his right arm to hold on in that position. Put your hand there. Now, look down to where your shoelace is tied. You'll see how he backs his whole pelvis up. And it's now in line with the ankle bone. Then he straightens his body up. So now you have ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder vertically aligned versus in that sway back posture. Can you imagine how much less pressure on the lower back there is here because you're not in a chronic back bend all day? So this could literally de-rotate one side different than the other if you stay here long enough. So on average, I have people that are 3 to 4 minutes in this position. And if I could palpate the erector muscles running up and down his back, they're on fire right now but when he lets his body sway forward, they kind of shut off. Our job is to get these muscles to fire in this position so it creates that new pattern, the muscle activation, the bony change, and the central nervous system reprogramming. That's our goal.
And what's awesome about this is, like, say you're stressed out at home. Like, this is one of my meditation movements. Like, I use this all the time. I'm like, all right, I get home, I'm stressed out, or if I'm at the airport, like, people are always looking at me weird because, like, I'll go step on some, chair and hold on to something and be able to get into position as well. And for me, it's more of a meditative. Then when I get off, I just feel more powerful. I feel ready to go, like, and I'm clear-minded. So you say it best, like, when your posture is right, you're right. Like, you can accomplish anything. So when you're in quarantine, you're depressed, you're frustrated, you got other things going on, you got kids running around. Like, the coolest thing is, let's say, like, kids, we're gonna do this for 1 minute. Who can actually be quiet and have a reward? Make some positive gamification of movement right now inside your household. That's one of the biggest things that I think is so big.
That is massive. Look, let me tell you something. Pay your kids. I don't care if it's monetarily, if it's more time on Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. Pay them during this time to move. you will be creating a psychological and emotional connection between you and move with them. It's like pulling out the Monopoly game for the first time in 20 years and playing it, which I highly recommend. Get your kid on a board game and play with them for a while. This is the same thing. We're paying our kid for passing go.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part, is that you say, look, give me 10 sets of stair crabs, I'll give you $10. And they're like, $10? That's easy, I'll do it. Now they can't go out and spend it right now, but they put it away and go, after COVID-19 spending, let's buy whatever you guys want, the next video game or whatever you can do. And granted, on Xbox and stuff, they can buy stuff, because trust me, my son's hit me up with 3 new games. You can buy them while they're out there. I literally reward him with 12 hours of Xbox a day, as long as I get 3-4 days a week of full movement pattern, right? Using my driveway, using my stairway, and using some of the equipment that I have at home.
And that's what's so cool is like everybody thinks that they have to have this big gym. Now that's part of our routine a lot of times. Like we're used to going to the gym because that's what is our routine. But there's so much that you can use at home with your body weight that can really help you out right now in quarantine. And I love what you just said, Brian, because if positive affirmation and positive reinforcement is huge right now. But if you can do it as a family versus isolating the one kid out. Because if there's somebody rebelling in the household or somebody like an athlete that's rebelling against you, you never want to single them out. Make it about the group right now. And set a family goal. Maybe you guys have a family goal that you could be doing at home, because I think that's a big thing as well.
Raising metabolic rate, raising your immune system, so that if and when you do get hit with something, your body says, I got it.
So that's the second one. What's the third one you want to show?
The circle steps.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so I want to show you one called circle steps, which is an absolute game changer. This one's one of these things that, we're going to use this little incline here, but you can do this. Now, these are not easy. Like even, I have D1 athlete and his friends, they'll come over and do workouts, or did, and they're in this position, in a plank position, letting your body drop at the shoulder blades to create the wrinkles in the upper part of your shirt. You'll notice that I didn't drop my hip into the cobra position. You're just going here, step out, reset, step out, reset, step out, reset. Now, whatever goes one direction has to go to the other.
And what you might notice during these exercises, one side might be easier than the other. Well, that's also going to be working your cerebellum, as you work different parts of your brain and patterns. And like, what's cool about this to me is that we're always putting the blame on something that's happened to us, right?
Yep.
Well, now we can take responsibility for what's with us and say, okay, great. Well, I know that that's not working well. So what else can I do right now? Who else can I reach out to? Who else can I coach from right now? I think this is a really, really important concept.
Look, I'm doing so many one-on-one therapy on Skype, FaceTime and stuff, because now I have the time to do it without my travel schedule. And it's a constant discussion. Get this in your head right now. Life is happening for you, not to you. Now, I didn't make that up, but it's life's happening for you, not to you. What you focus on expands. You get what you expect. And I expect excellence on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so do my customers. So what kind of teacher am I if I'm coming to the ball game going, I don't know how we're going to do today? Well, guess what's going to happen? Or this team's really good. Who cares? Any given Sunday. That can happen in the NFL, so why not in your real life?
Yeah.
Let's show them some bear crawls.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So
this can happen on flat ground. You'll notice that Sean's just going to set up with his hips 6 feet apart from me, hold way back, and then he's just going to keep his knees in or out. I don't even care. Just start bear crawling. Whether you go same arm, same leg, whether you go opposite arm, opposite leg.
the key thing there, you'll notice I drop down.
That's correct.
And so you've got to make sure that we maintain this posterior, like,
Deep
weight
hip
shift.
sitting. Sit into the hip.
This is one that he really got me learning how to do, because I was not doing that for a long time. And when you get there, sit in it. Just like we did on the stairs, sit into this hip. Let yourself really feel
That's correct.
that movement. And as we go, you're gonna get better than this. And just like we did, we're gonna go backwards now.
Yep. Or you turn around and go downhill.
Or downhill.
Because now you're working on how do I slow down. I know that Mike Boyle and Cressy and those guys, and I think Kavanaugh were talking about on Twitter, static lunges versus active lunges. And what they're like, why do we call them static lunges? They're either lunges or they're not. And they're right. But the cool part that I think the crowd really wanted to hear was the deceleration. This movement is a lunge, and then coming back off of this or repeatedly going forward. It's a massive, think about running in the soccer field, and those guys stop on a dime. and be able to do this. Well, if you never do that movement, your knee eventually is going to go, I have no support here. The hip and the ankle aren't helping me because your upper back's like this.
And we see triads. We see all these unfortunate things happening to young athletes and even adults now. What's scary to me is how many kids are inactive right now. Obesity is just rampant. And you look at the autoimmune diseases, and you look at all these issues that are going on in America and around the world. It's not that a virus came in and started attacking everybody. It's the fact that we have unhealthy people, and now all of a sudden we've got an external stimulus coming into the system, and it's already overloaded. And now, so be mindful. I guess I'm going to leave it with this. I know we're always talking movement, but be mindful of your schedule. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body right now, and make sure that you're getting this movement in daily. And like Brian said, reward your kids, reward your husband, reward yourself. Set up goals and do positive reinforcement right now. So what you've learned so far from us is some thorax movement, opening that up. We've given you static hip. We've given you resting, relaxing, recovery hip motions. Now we're giving you some actual how to use that range of motion that hopefully you've got by doing the exercise every day.
Yeah, and look, guys, we're always open for, whether you're going to Sean's Instagram, Facebook, my Instagram, Facebook, Egoscue, whatever it could be. We're always open to these questions because, look, I'm on a plane maybe a little less than he is, but we're sleeping in 100 beds a year minimum. And we never said, gee, I hope all the beds are the same because my body needed this. We changed the body going to that bed. So remember, it's not about your circumstances, it's the body you take to it, which means it's the mind and heart you take to it. Get your exercises done. I promise you, you're going to love the payoff.
So with much love, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday.